What's up, fam? Welcome to the Bitz broadcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that it's always will be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bitz broadcast is dealing with having a balanced life. So I love talking about the balanced life. I really do, man. It consumes everything that I do and everything I am. And that is dealing with finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. I want you to be a whole person. You're not just one dimensional. You are multifaceted, and we need to deal with those multifacets of you. And what we're going to be talking about today is the subject of passion, that gift, that calling, that thing that you do that can't nobody else do what you do. And at the beginning of every broadcast, I always want to say these 5 awesome words: valuable information applied equals success. Repeat that after me. Say valuable information applied equals success. There's a 100% guarantee that if you apply the information that's provided on this broadcast and immediately apply it to your life, don't overthink it. I'm going to give you simple steps on how to have a phenomenal and awesome life. If you apply those steps, I guarantee you're going to see mega return on your investment as you apply the information that we give. So passion, the gift, the calling, the talent that I believe God has given you, that all of us have been given since we were born. And we just have to work on discovering what that very thing is. So in discovering what our passion is, I'm going to narrow it down to 3 questions I love asking every time I teach this subject. And I always use analogies because analogies help me think personally as a person. You tell me something in an analogy, I guarantee you I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. So question number 1 as an analogy is, have you ever seen an apple tree eat apples? Now, unless you're doing drugs or on some hallucinogenic drug, apple trees genetically produce fruit, and they produce fruit so other people can eat off of it. When you are doing what you're supposed to be doing on this planet, you are supposed to be helping other people. Every time you do it, you just get so much joy and so much energy. It makes you feel so good. You releasing endorphins and serotonin and all that wonderful stuff that your body naturally produces when you're doing what it is that you're gifted to do. So anytime a person who is a mechanic, they might love fixing cars, but who is blessed by them fixing cars? Other people. If a person loves, like myself, I love to teach classes. I love teaching, man. When I teach a class, man, I get so excited. I love teaching. Who benefits from me loving to teach? It's the people that I'm teaching. If a person is a farmer, they love planting seeds of fruit and vegetables and things growing, and it produces a bountiful crop. But who benefits from that person loving to be a farmer? The people that are eating the fruits and the vegetables. So it's always pertaining to, if you ever want to discover what it is that you are gifted to do, what is it that when you share yourself with other people, people just get so happy, so loved, they're encouraged, they leave better from your presence, from when you are doing what it is that you're gifted to do. And we all have a gift, so that is phenomenal. And then point number 2, have you ever heard an apple tree go? Now, either I was taking a dump or I was straining to grow. You've never seen an apple tree strain to grow. An apple tree is genetically designed to produce fruit naturally. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on this planet, to you, it should come naturally. So I'm going to use a couple of examples, and then I'm going to tell you what, obviously I love doing. So if you put a car in front of me and you say, John, I need you to fix that car. You better believe that car ain't getting fixed. Why is that? I'm not gifted to fix cars, and I don't feel like less of a man because I don't fix cars. If you put a phone in front of me and you say, John, I need you to program this phone, that phone is not getting programmed. I take my wallet out of my back pocket. I give my phone and my wallet to my daughter, who is 14 years old. She will program my phone in 15 minutes and she will make $50. Why is that? Because she can do something that I cannot do naturally. Now, if you tell me to stand in front of a crowd of 10,000 people and open my mouth, You just opened up the heavens for me because I love running my mouth and encouraging and being a blessing to the people that I'm around. I want to make you better when you leave my presence. I don't never want you to be the same. I love to encourage, motivate, and provoke people to another level that they've never been on before. And it's from some simple piece of information that I'm going to give them. I'm a person that can tell you this from the bottom of my heart. If you are around me, I'm going to give you a piece of information that is super simple. And I'm one of those people that will either make you really happy that life is as simple as I say it is, or I might even piss you off that life is as simple as I say it is. I am a person that hates to overcomplicate life. I really believe we complicate our lives when we do the things that we're not supposed to do. So if I'm at a job that I don't really like, first of all, I'm going to be tortured every morning at 8 o'clock thinking about I got to be at work at 9 o'clock to work this job. And then the people that I'm serving, I'm going to piss them off because I'm unhappy with the job that I have. And then I'm going to come home and take it out on my wife and kids because I'm pissed off because I'm at a job I don't like. You see how the whole thing works? When we are in a relationship that we are not happy with, we ticked off that we're in a bad toxic relationship. Then the person that we in a relationship with is ticked off because we're in a bad toxic relationship. And then I'm going to tell all my family and friends about my bad toxic relationship. We have a tendency to so much complicate our lives, but it is meant to be simple. So reviewing the first 2 points again. So point number 1 is your gift is to help other people. Anytime a person goes into depression, usually it's because they shut themselves off, turn off the lights, and want to be isolated. What are we supposed to do as human beings? We're supposed to go out there and help other people have a great life. And anytime we're doing that, we are being a blessing to them, and we are also blessing ourselves. Number 2, your gift to you should come naturally. It shouldn't be a struggle to do the things that you're gifted to do. Anytime you are not gifted to do something, you are supposed to actually delegate that to somebody else so you can do the very things that you are gifted to do. And then it's this third question that most people never ask themselves. And if you want to live a phenomenal life, you truly need to do this. What in this life ticks you off? I want you to sit there and think about it for a minute. What in this life ticks you off? Now, I'm going to give you an example of the thing that ticks me off, and I'm going to tell you what exactly I do to help fix that. So I'm a firm believer that everybody on this planet is supposed to be ticked off about something. And the reason why you're supposed to be ticked off about it is because you're the very person that's supposed to solve that very thing that you're ticked off about. And then you're going to be wondering, like, with the people that you hang out with, why does this not tick them off as much as it ticks me off? It's because you're the person that's supposed to fix that thing. So I'm going to give you an example. So I hate when men don't take care of their kids. Hate is a strong word. I'm going to say it again. I hate when men don't take care of their kids. So you know what I'm put on this earth to do? I am supposed to help men learn how to take care of their kids. You see how I took that negative energy of that thing ticking me off and making me really mad and just furious. And I took the energy of that, because it's all energy. Take the energy of that, and I reverted it to making it a positive thing to do, is to go help men change their lives to fall deeply in love with their kids. Why is that? Because me personally, I feel that every child, man, a boy or girl, needs to have their dad in their life. And the reason why I believe that is because I believe every son needs to see what it is to be a man from his dad. And I believe every daughter needs to see how it is to be loved by a man when her father is in the house. So anytime you want to make this country a better place, if you take that one dynamic right there, notice it don't have anything to do with your financial status. It has nothing to do with your IQ or your GPA. If we would have men take care of their kids, we could radically change this country back to the great, awesome country that it was. And this is not just in our country. This is around the world. If men would take care of their kids and be involved in their kids' lives, man, life would be phenomenal. So once again, let me replay those 3 points again. So point number 1 is to have your gift help other people. Number 2, your gift to you should come naturally. And then 3, That very thing that ticks you off in life, you were put on this earth to help solve that thing. It's very important that we use the gifts that we have been given, because this world is not the place that it needs to be, because only about 10% of people in the whole wide world are truly happy and doing what it is that they're gifted to do. And you'd be like, 10%? Man, yes. Anytime you go into a bank, a grocery store, a doctor's office, I want you to think about this next time you go in there. I want you to go in there and ask yourself, can you tell which of these nurses and doctors really give a damn about the people that they're serving, or are they here for a check? I know, take your time. You answered that question too quick. Take your time. Take your time. Anytime you go into a bank, a grocery store, a doctor's office, you can easily tell which people really care about helping people and which ones are there for a check. And for the ones that are there for a check, you can tell from how they serve you that this is not their gift. This is not their calling. This is not their talent. I don't think they should even be in this field anymore. I think they literally should go back, think their lives over, and change their lives to do the very thing that they love actually doing. I believe if you do what you actually love to do, I guarantee you there's some kind of reward that's going to come from that. So if we're talking about moms, who I think is the hardest job on this planet to do, is being a mom. They get rewarded by having great kids. They get kids achieving phenomenal things, and that makes that mother's heart so happy, so peaceful to know that their kids are out there doing the best that they can. If you're out there and you love doing art or you love doing music, more than likely you can definitely get paid from using those very gifts to do the things that you love to do. So there are so many things that I believe in my heart we are all gifted and talented to do. The question would be, are we really actually able and willing to do the very thing that we're gifted to do, and not just go through life just breathing, just existing, just being here, but actually having a fulfilling life by doing the very thing that you are gifted and called by God to do. You have a tremendous gift. It is up to you to actually use the gift. God has already placed it in you. It is your job to discover what that gift is. And we got to spend time figuring that out. And I'm going to just talk about my example of what had happened to me when I finally figured this out, that I have the gift to share myself with other people. So at 30 years old, I was going to this home Bible study. And I love going to the Bible studies. I love learning about God, how to get closer to God, and how to implement God's instructions and his word into my life so I can have a very fulfilling life. And one day it cracked me up. I was driving home, and I don't know what made me say this, but I said it out loud while I was driving in the car. I said, God, I sure would love to teach. Do you know the next Thursday when I went to that Bible study that the person that was teaching that class didn't show up? Do you understand that very day, the class asked me to teach the class? And I was like, Lord, the only person that heard that was me and you in my car as I was driving home last Thursday. And from that point forward, at the age of 30, I discovered what it is that I was supposed to do. And I've been doing it ever since. But then I had this little boldness to ask God, God, I really believe you give us our gifts since we were born. Can you show me how I had the gift, but I didn't know I had the gift? He said, yeah, son, you ready? I said, yeah, Lord. He said, do you remember when now I ain't suggesting that we do this. This was something I was doing that was bad, but it still was using the gift that God gave me. So he said, you remember them times when you was young and you had just gave your life to me, but you still was out there, acting foolish. You remember when you was teaching young men how to get into the strip club with a fake ID? Yeah, Lord. Yes, I remember. He said, yeah, son, you was teaching, but you just wasn't, using your gift to teach the right thing. He said, I want you to go back a couple of more years. He said, you remember when you were on the playground and you would teach kids how to cuss correctly? Yes, Lord, I remember that. He said, yeah, you was teaching kids how to cuss correctly and you was using my gift, but you just wasn't using it the right way. He said, I want you to go all the way back. He said, you would cry one way, your mama would change your diaper. You would cry another way, your mama would hold you. You would cry another way and your mama would feed you. You basically taught your mom how to take care of you. There was not a pause by accident. That was overwhelming to me when God told me that. He said, son, you've been teaching since the time you came out your mom's womb. He said, all I've been wanting you to do is use your gift for me, for something that's going to be a blessing to get people closer to me and for them to have a better life. And once I decided to do that, man, life has been phenomenal ever since. And that's because I finally, at the age of 30, discovered what it is I was put on this planet to do. And since that very day, I can honestly tell you, I have never used my alarm clock ever again. Never use my alarm clock. The thing that I do, which is teaching, calls me every single day of my life. Every day that I wake up, which is before my alarm clock would ever go off, I wake up, I send a kiss to God, and I tell him, thank you, Lord, for letting me see another day. And then the second thing is always, whose life can I change with a few words I'm going to say today? That thing calls me every day. When I go on vacation, I'm still teaching people how to have a better life. When I'm hanging out with my boys and we just having a cup of coffee, I'm teaching people how to have a better life. It be times I be telling myself, John, can you just close your mouth? Because you just got to feel like you got to talk and teach somebody something. But when you have the gift of whatever it is that God called you to do, man, you just have such a joy and pleasure in doing what it is that you are called to do. I never have to be forced to go speak to people about how to have a better life in whatever area that I've been gifted to teach about in. I want people to be debt free. I don't know everything about finances, but the parts that I do know, I want you to have a debt free life. Relationships, I don't want you to have not one toxic relationship in your life. Not one. I firmly believe everybody around you should either be loving you, you loving them, or y'all loving each other. But it never should be where it's toxic. I'm a firm believer that you should have a healthy body, man. We only get one body. Take care of it. Mentally, man, I hate stress. I hate anxiety. I hate bitterness. I hate worry. I hate depression. I hate it. Because I believe your mind is so phenomenal. It's the greatest computer that will ever be built on this planet. And the last thing it needs to be doing is stressing about life. And then I believe there's a creator, man. He gave you a phenomenal life. He wants to have a relationship with you, not a religion. He wants to be intimate with you. That's why we call him Father. And any father that's a good father loves his kids. So he just wants the best for you. So he gave you a gift to demonstrate to the world of how awesome he is and how awesome you are. So our job is to discover what is that thing that I'm supposed to do that can't nobody else do what I do like I do it. And I should be doing that on a daily basis. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. Have a phenomenal week.